Welcome to the new channel, and today we're going to be visiting the Oldland Windmill in the heart of the Sussex countryside. It's a post windmill, which means that the whole body of the mill is mounted on a single vertical post and it can be rotated so that the sails face into the wind. It was built in 1703 and for over 200 years ground wheat and grain to provide flour for the local communities. But it was abandoned in 1912 and left in a poor state with only 2 sails remaining, and restoration work ran from 1980 all the way up to 2007. It's only 25 kilometres from the coast and is worth visiting when hiking from Burgess Hill to Brighton. So let's head in now and hear what the guides can tell us about the windmill.
I'll have a look. Is that all right?
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course.
Just want to catch it on my little doodle.
Is that a camera?
Yeah.
A miniature one? Oh, right,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So the lady said that it was its oldest working windmill. Is that right? In Sussex?
We reckon it goes beyond that. I mean, yes, it's definitely the oldest regularly working windmill in Sussex. It could well be in the country.
Mm-hmm.
We're not aware of any others in the country that, in fact, are older than this and regularly mill.
So how old is this one?
1703. This was built originally 1703. So it was used commercially for over 200 years, till 1912. We have restored it to exactly as it was in 1912 when it was last used commercially. And we now run it and we produce flour. We've actually run out. I can't even sell you a bag of flour because the lack of wind in the right direction for us in the last 10 days or so meant we simply couldn't mill.
So which direction do you need the wind to come from?
Well, from here...
What's it facing? It's facing the south, isn't it?
Yeah, the normal prevailing wind is from the southwest, which is down there, which is where it fortuitously has a gap in the trees. That's significant. And the problem is...
And the wind comes over the Jack and Jill windmills over there,
the
right?
downs, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
But, as you'll appreciate, the wind recently has been from the north-east, which is from that direction. If you just look that way, you see the problem of trees. And of course, in the old days, when one depended on wind power, essentially, you could take the trees down. The mills had precedent over trees. They could insist on them being taken down within a certain region, which I think was 50 yards, something like that. That statute is still on the books, but it's never been exercised in law recently. So one day someone's going to challenge it, obviously legally. But yes, did you want to go in?
Yeah, please. And what's the circular, the wheel at the side?
A very common conversion. You get to 1912 and I said that it was abandoned. Okay, that's true. Excuse me one second. John, can you give the brochures to the new people? Many mills were converted because when the new steam engines came along, that was the reason the bottom fell out of windmilling, because clearly a steam engine, if you can afford the fuel, can run 7 days a week. Whereas, as we're demonstrating now, it depends upon the direction of the wind at times, or having enough wind at all. Sometimes you'll be calm for a week, fortnight, whatever, which is obviously very unproductive. So virtually all mills turned over to steam power. But most mills were actually converted with a lay shaft put in, a pulley on the side, extra gearing, so you can drive the stones from an external source of power. That was, we have put back exactly that extension that was actually built in the mill then when we found it. But what is unusual, we don't believe you can actually see that anywhere else. Although it was so common, we're not aware of any other windmill that's bothered to put that back in.
So where can I see that you're talking about, the extra source of power?
You can go inside.
It's inside.
On that floor. When you get in the floor, just look in that corner and you'll see a lay shaft going across and you'll see the gearing underneath, ready to be engaged.
And when that is powered, does it force the sails to go around?
No.
So it's disengage them.
In other words, it's one or the other.
Yeah.
The sails will drive the stones from above. It's called, up over milling. The drive from underneath, of course, is under milling. So it's either the top or the bottom. It's not both. Yes, you would never drive the sails round. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
And we call them sweeps, not sails.
Sweeps.
In Sussex.
Okay.
It's just one of those peculiarities. They're always called sweeps in Sussex, traditionally.
Okay.
All right?
That's interesting. Yeah, thank you. So
just go in, up the steps. Anyone in a red shirt will answer your questions. There's someone on every floor.
That's
with a
fascinating.
red shirt. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy your trip.
Cheers.
Hey, buddy. Hello.
back to the windmill.
I'll cut the video there as it's very long. There'll be a few more videos from the Oldland Windmill, each one covering different aspects of the mill. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please click the like button, share and subscribe. And tell me your thoughts on my first video in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in part 2.